In this episode, we'll discuss how to deal with mistakes. Whether you may be burdened by past regrets or still struggling with the consequences of past mistakes, we hope this episode will be helpful to you.
Instead of dwelling on the past, let's focus on living in the present and moving forward. So don't go anywhere. We're going to chat about all this and more. Let's go. I often experience feelings of regret, especially when I don't perform well on stage. But my members and I try to believe that everything happens for a reason. Even if it's not what we had hoped for, or if something goes wrong. When I look back on my mistakes, after a year or two, I realize that I can learn from them and hopefully achieve better results next time. And when I think about the things that I couldn't do in the past, instead of being disappointed or mad at myself, I know that everything happens for a reason and it was meant to be. Reflecting on the past helps when I come to similar situations. As a group, we try not to let the small things get us down or consume us. We want to continue making music for a long time. Sometimes it's important to adopt an I don't give a attitude. As long as I haven't caused any harm to myself or others, I believe in a push and pull way of living. I think it's healthy to live by finding a balance between pushing forward and pulling back when needed.
Looking back, I used to struggle a lot with anger and losing my temper. Whenever I messed up during a performance, I could not get over this intense feeling of regret, and honestly, it felt like I was hurting myself from within. Nowadays though, I feel like the things have changed for me. I've learned to be more understanding and forgiving of my mistakes. Even when I'm taking good care of myself, there are still times when my throat starts hurting or unexpected sickness or things that happen in the way. But instead of dwelling on those moments, I choose to accept them as they come. I've realized that it's not helpful to keep doing the same thing over and over again without considering alternative options. So now I try to take the time to reflect on what went wrong and find ways to improve positively.
You know, mistakes tend to fade away with time. What really matters to us is that the performance itself is enjoyable. The feeling of having fun on stage stays with us for a long time. That's why even when we're working on songs, if there's something that seems impossible or really challenging from a theoretical or technical standpoint, we still go for it if it gives us that special feeling. I remember once watching a singer who performed flawlessly, and while it was impressive to see that level of skill, it somehow made it less emotional and fun. It's really hard to explain, but it made me feel like they weren't quite human.
At the end of the day, we're not that special. Making a mistake doesn't mean the world is going to end. I've learned to say to myself, so what? Who cares? I'll do better next time. Mistakes will always happen to everyone and anyone. Even a professional singer's voice can crack during a performance. But that doesn't mean all their hard work and progress vanish in an instant. This mindset applies not just to performers like us, but also to people leading different lives. It's good to have a kinder attitude towards ourselves and not overly worry about what others think when we make mistakes. Sometimes we might feel like we're the main character, not only in our life, but also in the lives of other people's. But that's not really the case, and I think most people are focused on their own stories and experiences, struggles, whatever they are going through. So let's embrace the idea that it's okay for the main character in the story of our life to make some mistakes. In fact, those mistakes can help us grow and become better. Every protagonist faces challenges, both big and small. And it's through overcoming them that they become stronger individuals.
As an individual in a profession that attracts a lot of attention and admiration, I feel a sense of duty to be a good example. But of course, along with all my good quality, I have flaws too that I know I can't hide.
Even though my job requires me to show my face and showcase it to the world, and it's easier access for people to know who I am and what I do, I honestly don't feel like it's anything special than another job, than somebody else's job. We always say this, that the music is what's special, and the artists that sing the music just happen to be messengers of the special music. Just like anyone else, I honestly like going out to eat, spending time with my close friends, having a drink or two. And if I were to fall in love and have a partner, I would go on dates with them, just like anyone else would with the right partner, the loved ones. And I honestly feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I've also started to think that I really just don't care about what others think about me.
If the four of us think of ourselves as celebrities, that comes with a lot of restrictions. Instead, we want our fans to see us like siblings or friends. If we become more famous and successful in the future,